Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Very good afternoon. Okay, so the last class we discussed about. Can you list the concepts? Just list.
Cognition, cognitive development, schema, accommodation, assimilation.
Yeah. Try to use in an order assimilation and accommodation. Okay, otherwise it leads to confusion. So we learn about cognition. That is a
How
word that
processing
from the Latin word, which means to know
to
or
know.
to recognize. All the mental activities that is related to this cognition, the cognition skills or cognitive ability and all. Cognitive development means how a child learn to think, how to explore and how to figure out particular things from the environment. That is cognitive development. Then we learned about Piaget, Jean Piaget, who discovered this theory. Cognitive development theory by Jean Piaget. Okay. Then yeah, there's three concepts related to this his theory. One is schema, assimilation, and accommodation. Schema, that is our internal representation. In assimilation, the schema remains same. In accommodation, the schema is altered. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to the stages of cognitive development. Okay. Stages of cognitive development. So, according to Jean Piaget, he classified this cognitive development into four stages. First one, that is sensory motor stage. Then we have pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Okay, these are the four stages of Jean Piaget. Okay, sensory motor stage. After this, we will write. Okay. First, just listen. Sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Okay? Then, in sensory motor stage, this is a stage that starts from birth till 2 years of age. This sensory motor stage is only for 2 years. Okay? Then, pre-operational stage, it start by 2 years and end in 7 years. Okay? 2 to 7 years. Then, concrete operational stage starts with 7 and in 11 years of age. In formal operational stage, it starts from 11 years and it continues till the end. Okay. So, according to Jean Piaget, he classified the cognitive development into four. First one, sensory motor stage, then pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. So, first stage that is only for 0 to 2 years. Second stage that is 2 to 7 years. Then third stage that is concrete stage from 7 to 11 years, and the last stage formal operational stage from 11. It starts from the age of 11 and it's continuing till the end. Okay. So let's discuss one by one. First one, that is sensory motor stage. Okay? What is it? Sensory motor stage. So this is a stage from 0 to
Two.
good 0 to 2 years. Okay? Sensory motor stage. So in this heading itself, you can see a sensors and motor, right? Sensory motor stage. So you can identify senses here from this heading as well as the motor. Okay. We have 5 senses, right? And 2 motor skills. What are the 2 motor skills? Are you able to? Yeah? Hmm? We discussed.
Motor muscles,
Uh,
finger and movement.
yeah, Sanjana?
Finger,
Okay. Then?
muscles.
I'll repeat it once again, okay? This motor skills or motor development you can classify into two. Gross motor and fine motor, okay? These are the two skills. No problem, Sanjana. Okay, so gross motor means with our large muscles, the legs and all. Fine means the muscles that we need for
Fingers.
writing and all, the smaller muscles, okay? So that is motor. So this is not that our motor. This is a large muscles and also with the smaller muscles one, gross motor. So in the sensory motor stage, you can see two terms, senses and motor. Okay. So in this time, a child, just imagine a child from 0 to 2 years, they use their senses as well as their motor skills to gain this cognition. Is that clear? Okay. So where they learn this cognition or where they collect their thinking skills or their memory skills only using their senses. Okay, because they are very small, only 0 to 2 years, right? So they use their senses as well as their motor skills to learn or to interact with their environment. So by this interaction, they learn this cognitive skills. Is that clear? Okay, so the main concept under this sensory motor stage, that is object permanence. Object, after this we will write, okay? Object permanence. Sorry. Object permanence. Okay, so let's discuss what is this object permanence is. Okay, we all played this hide and seek, right? Or peekaboo, a famous game, right? We all love that game. Yeah. Just imagine I'm going to give a task or an experiment for a child. Okay. So now we are, imagine a child with 6 months. This is one child. Another child that is with 1.5 years. Okay. The 6 month and 1.5 years that belong to the sensory motor stage, right? The children, 0 to 2 years. So this is a ball, okay, as a toy. As a toy. This is a ball as a toy. So I'm going to put this toy under a blanket. Okay. What do you observe for this child and for this child? Is there any difference? Yeah, I'll explain. Yeah,
1.5-year-old child will find the ball.
very good. Because they know that that thing, this ball or toy, it is hidden, but it is still there. They know that kind of concept, right? That is this object permanence. Because the ability to identify the particular thing or ability to, yeah, I'll read the definition. Okay, it is an ability of a person to remain that object exists even when they are hidden from view. Which means here this toy is hidden from his view, but he knows that it is already there. So in this case, the child with 1.5 years, he gained this concept. Okay, he gained this object permanence. But in the case of a 6-month-old baby, yeah, he play with this ball, but when we put this ball under the blanket, they just imagine that or they just understand that it's gone. Yeah, that is because of inability of this object permanence. For them, this skill is not yet developed. Is that clear? Yeah. Any doubts, Sanjana? This is very important chapter, okay? Yeah. Please write. The first stage of the cognitive development by Jean Piaget, that is sensory motor stage. Sensory motor stage. So this is a stage from, write in a key points, okay? Birth to 2 years. So we can consider this stage from birth to 2 years as an infancy period. Yeah, sometimes we consider 0 to 1 as infant, but here we are considering the children from birth to 2 years as an infant. Okay, so birth to 2 years, infancy. So in this time, they use their senses as well as their motor actions to learn all the skills. Okay. Then the main concept that developed during this time, that is object permanence. This term is very important. Sure question. Object permanence. Yeah. So what is this object permanence definition is here? That is a child's realization that objects continue to exist even when they are hidden from the view. Okay. Here you can see the picture of peekaboo, right? The mother is behind that toy. But a small child just think that her mother or his mother is gone. Huh? They don't know that kind of concept. They are behind this toy and all because they are hidden from a particular thing, right? That is this object permanence, right? Object permanence. A child's realization that objects continue to exist even when they are hidden from the view. Okay, so this is the first stage of Jean Piaget's cognitive development. Okay, it's not Jean Piaget, it's Jean Piaget. Okay, try to pronounce like that. So this is a stage that starts from birth till the 2 years of age. So we consider the stage as an infancy. This time the main ability they gain, that is object permanence, because they realize that the object is remained there even from that thing is hidden from the view. Okay, this is the main thing. So in the sensory motor stage, they use their senses as well as motor skills to learn the cognitions or the cognitive skills and all. Is that clear? Yeah, that is the first stage. Sensory motor stage. Sensory motor stage. SMS. Okay, mnemonics. Next stage, that is pre-operational stage. Next one, pre-operational stage. Okay, this is the second stage of cognitive development by Jean Piaget. Okay, so this is a stage that begins when the child starts to use language as well as symbols. We all know at the time of 1 year, or they begin to use certain words like mama, water, and all. They start using these kind of certain words. Then it leads to a 2 word sentence, then it leads to a 3 word sentence, then it leads to a complete sentence, right? So after this 2 years of age, they gain the concept of symbols and language. Okay, so this is a stage that begins when they use language or symbols in their life. Clear? Okay. So the first concept here, that is egocentrism. Egocentrism. Okay. This is the first concept. Object permanence, that comes under the sensory motor stage. Here the egocentrism is a concept. Okay. So we are going to discuss. What is this egocentrism? Okay. I'll give an example for this. Yeah. If you have any doubts, just ask me, not about this picture. Okay. This is a mountain. Okay. A tree mountain. So now we are going to discuss about a mountain task. So this is a task that already developed by Jean Piaget for his theory. Okay. So we are going to discuss what is egocentrism by using this experiment. Okay. So here you can see a model of 3 mountains. Yeah. So I'm here. This is me. And a child is sitting here, a small child. Okay. Somebody with 4 years, another child with 9 years. Okay. So this is a stage from 2 to
7.
good 2 to 7 years. So this 4-year-old child that comes under this category, right? The 9 and next category, the concrete stage. So this is a mountain task. So I'm here, they are here. Okay. So I'm going to show 3 pictures for them. Okay. A, B, and C. So this is a model, and we also have certain pictures. Okay, so I'm going to show these pictures for them, and I'm going to ask certain questions. Okay, so the first question for this 4-year-old child, that is, what is his viewpoint? Okay, he is sitting here, right? What is his view? Can you choose the picture? So 4-year-old child, okay? Yeah. Choose a picture.
I said B.
Yeah, it's right. Why? The small mountain is here, right? Here also small mountain. Next question for this 4-year-old child. What is my scenery or my view of this mountain?
A.
Sanjana, what is my viewpoint?
A.
Hey, right. But for this 4-year-old child, they usually answer with the same thing, B, because they are not aware about others' viewpoint. They can't understand others' viewpoint or others' thing to the world. Okay, they only know about their own views. Is that clear? That is egocentrism. Is that clear? So, just imagine a 9-year-old child. What is the change you observe? Any idea?
He can differentiate
He can
your.
differentiate because we can differentiate, right? After the 7 years, they understand this concept, they know others' viewpoint, and they answered in a correct way. Okay, that is egocentrism. I think it's clear. Sanjana?
Yes, ma'am.
So please write the second stage, that is pre-operational stage. Pre-operational stage. This is a stage from 2 to 7 years. Consider this from the toddlerhood to the early childhood. First stage, that is infancy period. Here, it's from toddlerhood to the early childhood, 2 to 7 years. So as I told you, this stage only begins when they begin to start using the symbols and languages. Symbols and languages. Okay, so the first concept under this pre-operational stage, that is egocentrism. So what is this egocentrism is? The child's inability, not the ability, okay? It's the inability to take another person's or other person's point of view. Okay, that is egocentrism. Please write. The child's inability to take another person's point of view. So this egocentrism is well explained using the 3 mountain task of Jean Piaget. Okay. So you can write this 3 mountain task. After this all stages, I'll show a video. So it will be more clear. Okay. Inability to see things or the world from another person's point of view. That is egocentrism. Okay. It's not the ability, it's an inability. You are not aware about others' views. Yeah. So next concept, that is animism. It's an easy one. Okay, animism. We all know that we all have a certain kind of toy. We always play with them. Yeah, teddy bears and all. We consider them as a living being. Sometimes in the childhood, we dress them, we feed them by considering them as a living organism, right? That is this animism. This animism is a treating inanimate object as living ones. That also comes under the pre-operational stage. Children play with dolls, they dress them, feed them as they are alive. Actually, they are not alive, okay? Pre-operational stage, animism. Actually, they learn some kind of social skills by this animism. Yeah, because they share food, they treat them in a good way. Yeah, animism. Treating inanimate objects as living one. Finish? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Just a minute. Okay, next concept, conservation. Okay, yeah, conservation. Another activity. Okay, this not comes under here. Okay, but we are discussing what is this and all. Okay, yeah, we have plenty of examples for this thing. Okay, so Okay. So two glasses here. Two glasses with equal amount of water, right? Yeah. So now we are going to ask certain question for a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. Okay, just like as a three mountain. Okay. So now I'm going to transfer water from one of the beaker to this one. Okay. What do you observe here?
B is empty.
Yeah, B is empty, that's right. Any other change?
The other glass is filled with water.
Hmm. Yeah. So now which glass has more amount of water? Hmm?
And I think A and the last glass is equal amount.
Yeah, that's it. So this concept only come for the 9-year-old child. Okay. So when we ask the same question for this 4-year-old child, definitely their answer is the taller one. Because they only know about this big and small. When we transfer the equal amount of water to the bigger glass, their answer will be the big one. Because more amount of water they can see, right? In this a taller glass. That is the reason. Okay. So in this stage, in yeah, there is my slide. Yeah. So in the previous stage, the pre-operational stage, this conservation. Am I audible, Sanjana? Yeah. In the pre-operational stage, children are unaware about this conservation concept of conservation. In pre-operational stage, they are not aware about the concept conservation. Right, like this, okay? They are not aware about the concept conservation. So what is this conservation is? I'll tell you, okay? Please write. So in pre-operational stage, they are not aware about the conservation. Conservation is the idea that conservation is the idea that amount of a substance remains the same, amount of substance remains the same despite changes in its appearance. DESPITE, changes in its appearance. Idea that amount of substance remains the same when its appearance is changed. Okay, that is conservation. So they are not aware. So in sensory motor stage, they have the object permanence, they gain that ability. In pre-operational stage, they have egocentrism, yeah, which means inability to see others' viewpoint or others' view. And next one, that is conservation. They are not aware about the conservation. And animism is also there in pre-operational stage. Sensory motor stage from 0 to 2 years, pre-operational from 2 to 7 years. Any doubts, Sanjana? No. So let's move on to the next stage, that is concrete operational stage. Concrete operational stage. So this is a stage that starts from 7 years to 11 years. Okay. First stage, that is infancy, then toddler and early childhood. Here childhood and early adolescence. There is no early, middle and all, or childhood and early adolescence. 11 years, right? Some girls or boys, they mature in this time, 11 years. That is why we consider the adolescence as early adolescence. Yeah, last class we classify the adolescence into early adolescence and late adolescence. Yeah, that's it. So early adolescence. First one, right. Seriation, okay? Seriation. Okay, that is the first concept under the concrete operational stage. This means the ability to sort object in an order according to size, shape, and all. So in this time, they can easily arrange a particular cubes or arrange particular shapes in the way of order. They build this tower, right? So in this time, it's very easy for them, a child from 7 to 11 years. Okay, so this concept is known as seriation. Clear? Next one, the ability to recognize logical relationship. Are you good in this thing? Logical relationships. I'm not. Do you know what is this logical relationship is? No, right. Yeah, I'll explain. Yeah. From this, we understand that A is taller than B, right? B is taller than C. Then surely A is taller than C, right? That is a logical relationship. We only have this, just a minute. I know we are learning too much of concepts here. This is a line, right? A, B, and C. Yeah. Only two sentences are here. First sentence, that is A is taller than B. That is our first sentence. A is taller than B. In second sentence, that is B is taller than C. Right. Here the A is taller than B. Then next sentence, B is taller than C. So by this logical relationship or this logical skills, we can understand that A must be taller than C, right? Is that clear, Sanjana? We get that concept? Yes or no? Right? Yeah, because A is taller than C. That is the concept. So this is logical relationship. I'm not good in this logical relationships. Okay. Next one, that is the ability to, so this one, the ability to recognize logical relationship among the elements in serial order, that is called as transitivity. Transitivity. Okay. So the ability to sort certain things on the basis of size, shape, and all, that is seriation. The ability of that particular child to learn these logical relationships among the elements in a serial order, that is transitivity. Next one, that is very easy. The ability to group objects together on the basis of common features. Can I give any one example from this? What do you understand from this? The ability to group objects on the basis of common features. Anything?
Common features like appearance.
Yeah. By this appearance, we can categorize persons, right? Or mango, apple, banana. We can consider all these as a fruit category, right? Because we are categorizing on the basis of particular feature of that thing. That is the second one. Then elimination of egocentrism. Look, where you learn this egocentrism in pre-operational stage, right? In pre-operational stage, we learn egocentrism. But when it comes into concrete operational stage, the egocentrism is eliminated. Because in this stage, they know that they gain the ability that others have their own views, not only mine. That kind of concept they gain. Is that clear? Okay, that's all about concrete operational state. So please write. First, you just write seriation, transitivity, then classification and elimination of egocentrism. Okay. Seriation. First point, seriation. Transitivity. Classification and elimination of egocentrism. elimination of egocentrism. Okay. If you want, just write. This is the third stage of Jean Piaget cognitive development. All these seriation, transitivity, classification, and all these are the key terms. So we'll never forget about this thing. Okay, first one, that is object permanence. Yeah, Sanjana? Is the screen with
Ma'am, seriation meaning?
seriation, which means
Yes.
the ability to sort certain things on the basis of the shape and all. Yeah, it's here. The first point, the ability to sort object in order according to the size, shape, etc. That is called as seriation. Seriation. Next, the ability to recognize logical relationship among elements in serial order, that is transitivity. Next, this one, that is classification.
Ma'am, so what is the difference between seriation and classification?
Sorry?
The difference between seriation and classification?
Yeah, in the seriation, they are begin to start or they begin to start this certain things in an order, right? By a small, then again a big one and all. In classification, we are classifying certain things on the basis of a particular feature. Okay. In this one, in seriation, they gain the concept that all these things, size, we have different sizes or different shapes. They learn all these things. So on the basis of this learning, they begin to sort certain things. Okay. There is no classification, just sorting of things. So the last stage, yeah, conservation. I think you already write this idea that the amount of substance remains same despite changes in its appearance. So in this concrete operation stage, this conservation is there. So seriation, transitivity, elimination of egocentrism, classification, and conservation. So 5 concepts under the concrete operational stage. Look, she is confused. She is thinking. Which glass has more amount of water? Okay. So a 9-year-old child, they can easily identify this concept and they identify this shape, size and all, right? Because in this stage, in the last slide, we learned, right? They begin to identify the size, shape and their differences. So by this concept, they can easily identify this thing. The shape is different, the height is different, the size is different. Yeah? Yeah. I think it's clear. The class is still 9:20, sorry, 4:20 or 4:30?
4:30.
4:30. Okay. So next stage, the last stage, that is formal operational stage. Okay, formal operational stage. So this is a stage that starts from 11 years and continues. So this is a stage that in adolescence and adulthood, in me and in you also, this is developing now. Okay, I'm in my adulthood, you in your adolescence or adolescent stage, right? Yeah. So the first one, they think more abstractly and logically. Abstract, concrete, the two terms, right? We learned about this thing, concrete and abstract. Concrete means concrete things. Yeah. Just imagine a home, a concrete of that home, which means it's already fixed there, right? We can see that concrete, yeah, which means Concrete, only available to the senses. Okay, this is just a trick, okay? Don't write this thing. So concrete means we can see that thing or we can hear that thing, okay? Because we are using our senses. That is concrete. Abstract means there are certain things other than the senses. We can feel certain things, yeah, without these senses. That is abstract. We can't see a particular thing, okay? Like depression, we can't see depression, right? Yeah, there are certain feelings like that. So the first one, they begin to think more abstractly and logically, because in last stage we learned about logical relationships and all. Yeah, this abstract, if you want, just write. Abstract means they can think beyond what is present. Abstract. Concrete, that is available to senses. Abstract means they can think beyond what is present. Beyond what is present. Next one, their thought is more idealistic. That is the next stage in formal operation stage. So this is the last and final stage of Piaget's cognitive development. Then they can think of hypothetical situation, which means they can imagine the various possibilities and their outcomes without necessarily having to go through them or act out the step of any outcome. Do you understand anything from this term? No, very good. Okay. Yeah. Just imagine an accident, a car accident. Okay. Is there any need to identify the outcome of a car accident by putting ourselves in that thing? No, right? We can easily identify the outcome of that accident without participating in that thing. No? Yeah? Yeah. That is this hypothesis. We already fix a point. Then we start to work on that point. Okay, for our PG or the post graduation and all, we have thesis presentation, which means a project presentation. Yeah, we take a topic and then we work on that topic. Okay, so in that thesis presentation, we need to formulate a hypothesis, which means at the beginning of that thesis or beginning of that project itself, we already fix a conclusion. Then we are starting our work, and at the end, how we are going to conclude. Either we can support with that hypothesis or just the opposite. There is no problem for that. We already guess a particular thing, right? Then we are working on that concept, whether we get it or not. Okay, that is hypothesis. Is that clear, Sanjana? Yeah. So please write hypothetic deductive reasoning. First concept, a formal operational stage. Yeah, if you want, just write, note the spelling. hypothetical. Hypothetical or hypothetic. Deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning. Hypothetic deductive reasoning. Okay, right. They can formulate hypothesis. Under this hypothesis, sorry, hypothetic deductive reasoning, they can formulate hypothesis, right? They can formulate hypothesis, make a guess, and then deal with the situation. That is this hypothesis means. Make a guess and deal with that situation. For an example, if just imagine my thesis topic, that is, yeah, learning style. Actually, my topic was learning style in children, right? So my hypothesis was they are not aware about the learning style. That is my hypothesis. So after completing my study, after filling the questions or after asking with them or interacting with them, I understand that they have no idea about what is this learning style is. So my conclusion support with that hypothesis, right? Is that clear? That is a hypothesis. We already guessed and then we deal with that particular situation. Hypothesis. Then in formal operational stage, Yeah, they learn about this reasoning ability. Any idea what is this reasoning ability is? Okay, we'll discuss the same topic in the next class. Okay, reasoning ability. Yeah, in some kind of exams and all, you will see or you see the blood relation questions, right? If, for an example, yeah, pointing to a photograph, a man said, I have no brother and sister, but the man's father is my father's son. These kind of questions, which means a blood relation question. So to solve these kind of question, we need this reasoning ability. Clear? Yeah, so this reasoning ability means the process of thinking about something in a logical way. Okay, so in a logical way, we think about a particular concept in order to form a conclusion. That is reasoning ability. The blood relation questions and all that comes under this reasoning ability. If you want to solve that particular question, we should need this ability, reasoning ability. It comes under the formal operational stage in adolescence as well as in adulthood. Clear? Okay. So rest we will discuss in the next class. Okay. Just read this topic. I know this topic is little difficult, so just read the next class. I think next Saturday we will learn this again. Okay, fine. Any doubts, Anjana? So you
No,
can
ma'am.